Welcome back to Sports Fans Only with your boy Sean Mack, and today we're gonna be doing a little boxing. Got some great news for us Manny Pacquiao fans. Manny Pacquiao is now ranked the #1 contender in the WBC welterweight division. He put on a great performance against Mario Barios, and personally I think he won, and 90% of the people who watched that fight thought Pacquiao won. Bias or no bias, Manny did exactly what I thought he was going to do in that fight. He put the pressure on Mario. He kept the pressure on. He was darting in and out, coming from the weird angles that Manny Pacquiao is known for coming at. My only thing is I thought that he might take him out. He had a chance, I think, around the 4th or 5th, but I think Manny did tire out. And I stated that from the very beginning when I heard this fight was actually going to take place, or that it might take place, that Manny Pacquiao's best work would be done in the early rounds, from 1 to maybe 6, maybe the 5th round, because Manny's 46 years old. Your legs aren't going to get better as you go on, and he did tire out and took some hard shots from Barios later in that fight, but he caught his second, maybe third win, and he did extremely well. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to read this article about Manny becoming the #1 contender in the WBC welterweight division, and I'll be back to spit some more of that high fire holla. This is from SI.com. Manny Pacquiao has now entered the WBC rankings, and his spot speaks volumes. In hindsight, perhaps the boxing world should have had higher expectations for Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao when he entered the ring against reigning WBC champion Mario Barios on July 19th. Given that Pacquiao's 62-8-3 record with 39 KOs, was 46 years old, hadn't fought in a professional fight in almost 4 years, and hadn't looked good in the exhibition fights he had done in the time between those pro fights, many fans were simply hoping that Pacquiao wouldn't suffer a serious injury against Barios with a record of 29-2-2 with 18 KOs. But Manny turned back the clock during last month's fight, flashing his vintage form while going toe-to-toe with the reigning welterweight champion. While the fight was ultimately ruled a majority draw, many believe that Pacquiao deserved to get his hands raised at the end of the fight. Regardless of whether Pacquiao was deserving of the win that night versus Barios, his performance that night showed that he can still compete with the world's best, and the WBC clearly agrees, as news broke on August 10th that Pacquiao has been named the WBC's #1 contender in the welterweight division. There were some questions about whether Pacquiao was going to try and fight again after facing Barios. Whenever he was asked about it before the fight, he conveyed that it was going to depend on how he looked and felt in the ring that night. Now that the fight is in the rearview mirror and Pacquiao looked and felt great, he has made it clear that he definitely intends to return back to the ring. But boxing fans have a question. When and who will Manny Pacquiao fight next? During a recent interview that was posted on X on August 7 by Dylan Castillo, Pacquiao sent a strong message about when he'll be making his return after fighting Barios. Quote, this year, December, end quote. Pacquiao said in response when asked when he'll be back in the ring to fight again. The most likely opponent for Pacquiao in this December return bout would be Barios, given that the two still have unfinished business after fighting to a draw. Then again, there are so many bigger names out there who are clamoring to meet Pacquiao in the ring, given how big of a name he is and how much money that fight will command. Fighters like Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero are already campaigning to fight Pacquiao. Therefore, the ball will likely be in Pac-Man's court when it comes to who he wants to match up against in what will be his 74th professional fight. Oh man, I tell you this, I really wanted Manny Pacquiao to win that fight against Mario Barios, right? But I can say this, the best thing besides a win would have been what happened. He looked extremely good, he didn't lose, and it was a draw, and it let people know that Manny Pacquiao still have some gas left in that tank. And as far as his opponents that he could face in December, they said Rolly. I like that matchup. For some reason, I like that matchup. It's going to be entertaining. You won't get much from Manny Pacquiao. You know, he's always docile. He is who he is. But Rolly always talking trash, and I like Rolly. I don't know why, just boxing needs people like Rolly around for every generation. I like that fight with him and Rolly. I think that'll be a good matchup. Tank, they didn't say it, but people out there saying that really makes no sense because Tank can't make 147. Tank barely can make 140. And you can't expect someone Pacquiao's age to drop down from 147 to 140. No way he's going to 140 or 135. So that fight against Tank will never happen. The Ryan Garcia fight, I like that fight as well. 2 left-handers, 2 southpaws. Who do I have winning that fight? Of course, I have Manny winning that fight against Rolly, and I have Manny winning that fight versus Ryan Garcia. I'm just a Manny fan. But whenever that fight is taking place, or whenever they say it's going to take place, I always look at the footage. I look at the training camps, and I see how they look during training camp and all that footage. See how much weight they put on and all that good stuff. But I can see Ryan Garcia trying to come in as a weight bully, so I'm not sure if they have any stipulations on weight gaining after the fight. I mean, after the night of the weigh-in. Manny should be a little smart on that and probably have one where he can't come in too high, maybe 149, 150, but you can't be 150 something if you fight Ryan or Rolly. Try to keep it to 147 to 150. But we'll see what happens. I'll stay on it as always as a Manny Pacquiao fan. That's my boy. I'm proud of him. Manny Pacquiao Team 1. Let's go. So on that note, I've been Sean Mack, and this is Sports Fans Only. Holla.